Hello, and welcome back to NDE Awakening Stories. I am so excited to talk today to Tracy Lee. She goes by Dragon Mama. And this is really special because she has a beautiful healing and awakening journey that she's been on. So, Tracy, I just want to come right over to you. I'm so excited to talk to you today. I am part of your what started out as a 33-day raw juice cleanse challenge, which has
Yes.
been one of the most profound juice cleanse challenges of my life. And I have been vegan for 22 years.
Wow.
I've done lots of juice challenges, but when I met you and when I was introduced to you, you have a really, really unique energy story, the way you coach, the way you introduce people to juicing. It has been really the most effective juice cleanse challenge that I've been on. So I got really,
Awesome.
yeah, I got really interested in you and your story. And I was just wondering if you could take us back to the beginning and
Boy.
you could,
Yeah, I mean, it's a really
yeah,
long story with a lot of twists and turns. Right off the bat, I want to tell you guys, I have recorded a version of my life story on YouTube. It's called Rags to Riches to Raw, and I'm going to give you that link so that you can put it underneath here. So
perfect. We'll
I
put that.
tried to kind of organize my story into little compartments, and even since I recorded that, like so much more has happened. And this journey just keeps unfolding and unfolding. But
So if you could talk a little bit about what were some of the main components of like what was your life like before you kind of had a healing moment?
So I was raised in Houston, Texas by a nice family. I grew up kind of completely asleep, like upper middle class, probably upper class family, Jewish parents. I went to university. I got a degree. My sister is in marketing. My father worked in management consulting. My mom was in big accounting firms. So I was on like the sleeping side of the world until the year 2013 came, and I was nationally competitive in Olympic weightlifting. And I ended up having both of my shoulders rebuilt. I gained a lot of weight. And then one thing led to another, and I wanted to lose the weight. And I was like Googling, how do I lose a lot of weight really fast? And like crystal meth came up.
Hmm.
So, like, I ended up using crystal meth for, I don't know how long I was on it, a year and a half, like
Hmm.
not 2 years, but a little more than a year. And that's how my spiritual awakening started, which scares a lot of people. They're like, oh man, you got shot straight into the demon world type of thing, straight
Yeah.
into the shadow people. But when you use any type of like substance or drug like that, it shoots you off into another state of consciousness. So I was exposed to things that were other than sports and drinking wine and politics and just the external layer of the matrix. And I was shot into a world of like shadow people and demons and the multiverse and aliens and like all kinds of stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the real awakening happened when that crystal meth led me to be where I was sleeping next to a dumpster for 2 weeks. I lost absolutely everything. I
Yeah.
lost my business. I lost my material possessions. I lost my little friends I had left. Like I lost everything. And the biggest moment, one of the biggest, most profound moments in my life was that I had my last bag of meth next to the dumpster. I
Mm.
don't know how I got a last bag of meth when I had nothing, but I don't even remember. But I remember having it in my hand and I remember looking at it saying, this shit right here has got you into a lot of trouble because you took this shit, you ended up right here. And I looked at it and I'm like, your ass is going to rehab because the only way my parents were going to help me was if I go into a 30-day program. No
Mm.
one's going to mess with a drug addict until they like get their 30 days. And
Yeah.
I'm not stupid and I knew that. So I was like, oh, your ass is
I
going to
was
rehab.
I was just going to ask that how the people around you were like interacting
Oh
with
yeah,
you at this
everybody
point.
was like, she's off her rocker. Like I was like totally on drugs, and I was like, oh, aliens and this, and I was talking all kinds of crazy shit. I mean,
Yeah.
that stuff makes sense to me now. But what happened was I looked at the bag of meth, and I was like, you're either going to be forced to let this stuff go, or you can let it go on your own terms. So I took that bag of meth, and I looked at it, and I said, this, all these decisions that I made in my life led me to this dumpster, that I'm so powerful that I can turn myself around. And I decided in that moment to turn myself around before I went to rehab, before somebody made me do it. Because I hate when people tell me what to do. So
Yeah.
I took the bag of meth and I dumped it in the dumpster. I didn't just put the
Mm.
meth in the dumpster in the bag so that I could climb in there and get it later. I dumped it all the way out. And that was the moment that I decided to take my life back. And that's the moment when I realized I am a powerful being of love and light, and I have the ability to change my life. And all the decisions I made led me there. So I'm going to start making decisions that lead me out of there. So that's the
So
one that
that's
truly.
beautiful. If we could break that down a little bit, because, okay, first, and I also want to say, I know you and I don't know each other very much. But what started me on my journey was actually having an overdose on crystal meth. I overdosed on
Wow.
crystal meth, but I died and I crossed over. And when I came back into my body, I was just a completely different person. And I haven't touched a drug since that day, or alcohol or caffeine. And I became
Wow.
vegan, and that was 22 years ago. So
Whoa.
it completely, the near-death experience completely changed my life.
See,
But
I see why we're connected now.
yeah, yeah, the crystal meth is such a intense drug. So
It's its own frequency.
yeah.
And it will not stop until everything and everything around it is destroyed and turned to nothing. It will destroy. It's like opens up a portal and just it takes everything. It sucks everything in like,
Yep. And that's why people get so small, I think, too.
yeah,
It's just such a quick, but so as you were in that moment next to the dumpster and you dumped out your last bag of crystal meth, you said you had this internal awakening. So you had this realization. If you could describe what it was that actually brought you to that realization, do you think it was just that you were always meant to? Do you feel like, because I always feel like it's a destiny. I think that we're all living out our destinies. So for me, even when I had my near-death experience, I realized that my soul chose for me to have that intense of an experience before I was
I
even
think that.
born. Like it was all lined up. How do you feel about it?
Well, Jared's my significant other partner I've been with for 10 years, but we have this term and it's called full bloom. And
Mm,
full bloom, it refers to like how everything is meant to reach its optimal potential. Everything here, from like a flower to a dog to a mouse to a human being. And like for example, a flower given the perfect sunlight and like and good soil and some rain and some darkness goes to its optimum potential. And
mm,
us humans are here meant to reach our optimal potential. But I believe that we're constantly dying and forgetting that we're dying. And then we just get put back into our bodies. And it's like that movie Groundhog Day. Oh, let's try again. Let's try again. And then some of us, it's like deja vu. And some of us become aware of the fact that we're like dying and waking up and like resetting ourselves over and over and over again. And because nature, which is the underlying program that's it's like the infrastructure that governs everything
yeah.
here, the laws that we live by, it wants all of its creations to reach this what we call full bloom.
Mhm.
And I believe that I became sentient in that moment of becoming on a full bloom trajectory. But I
Yeah.
don't think it's just special to me. I think I'm special because I realized it and remembered it. But I think that everyone here is meant to be placed on that trajectory of full bloom.
That's beautiful. So this is one of the main reasons why I've found it to be so potent being in your space and being in your container, because the way that you coach and some of the truths that you bring forward in a very direct way, I think that everybody needs that type of directness and that high level truth. If we could talk about some of those now before we get back into the rest of your story and your journey. So one of the things that I've loved has been when you say feelings are effing stupid.
Yeah, your feelings are fucking stupid. Yeah.
I love that. This has helped me so much, so
You're
much.
welcome.
And I mean, can you talk a little bit about that? Because I'm tickled. Like, I just want to laugh so hard every time I hear you say that. It's beautiful and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, your feelings are fucking stupid. So, and it's the most profound realization that I've had on my entire spiritual journey is that feelings are stupid. So, in order to understand this, you have to understand what are feelings. So, it starts with what are thoughts. Thoughts are observations that come in, right? Like, whether anything from I'm hungry to I have to pee to it's like sunny outside to I don't like this person. Most thoughts are fleeting, right? Most thoughts are like, okay, you see something there. Oh, here's this, here's that. They come in and they go out,
Hmm.
right? They come and they go. But sometimes thoughts start to congregate. I
Yeah.
don't like this. I don't like her. Then oh, I'm scared of this. Oh no, this is going to happen. Oh no, and we create this whole catastrophe. And those thoughts, when they magnetize towards each other, groups of thoughts become feelings, right? So I'm not done yet.
Love
So
this.
feelings that hang around for a long time become your emotions.
Hmm.
And this is what gets people in big trouble when the toxic feelings become emotions, because it's okay to be like, oh, I'm fucking angry right now. But then if you let it go, it becomes just like a thought, it's gone. But
Hmm.
when that anger is like, I'm angry, then I'm angry again, then I'm angry again, then I'm angry again, or I'm scared again, I'm scared again. Then those groups of feelings, they stick around in the center of your electromagnetic field and they become a part of who you are. Every human, everything here is actually in the center of an electromagnetic field that pulses in and it comes out. It pulses out and it comes back in. And this is how manifestation works. It's through the emotions what we say is the universe is a mirror that responds to emotions. So whatever core emotion you hold in your center, that's what is being broadcast out and reflected back to you in the form of good luck, bad luck, finances, relationships, health, all of it. So if what you're holding in your center is a bunch of toxic, fucked up emotions that came from stupid ass feelings, then it's going to be like, why do I have bad relationships? Why am I broke? Why am I unhealthy? Why do I have bad luck in general? Right. So the key is to say when you're feeling something, like, who cares? Like
Hmm.
most of and people, the first thing people say is, my pain, my trauma, this happened 20 years ago. Is it happening right now? This is coming from someone I have had all of the traumas, all the way from the sexual traumas to the physical traumas to being broke to being cheated on. Every trauma you can think about, I've had it. And I can say, I can ha 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 ha. It's not happening right now.
And that's so healthy. That's so healthy.
Yeah.
I think that's the distinction because you're not saying to avoid your emotion or to
No.
ignore it or to deny it or to lie or stuff it down. Saying, yeah, it's there, but it's also stupid. Don't let it stick to you and affect.
Well, the idea is this is when you feel something, you let it go all the way in and gently graze the depth of your soul. And then you just let it flutter away like a beautiful little butterfly. Because
Beautiful.
I'm a very emotional person. You can see that, right? When you talk to me, I'm a very emotional person, but
Yeah.
I like to like experience all the emotions. Like I can get really mad or really joyful or really happy or really anxious, but then I'm like, oh, my feelings are stupid. We don't want to hold on to that. Because let me tell you what you want to hold on to. When you hold on to feelings and emotions, you clog up your inner space. And do you know what belongs here? Vision.
Chakra, vision. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Vision belongs here. So
Yeah.
you have to have a vision for what you want and who you're going and what you want to be. And if your center of your energy field is clogged up with like feelings and emotions, how are you ever going to have vision? So every single day I ask myself when I make a decision, does doing this positively or negatively affect my vision? For example, going up into the gym and going to work out. Is that a part of my vision? Yes, because I'm a fit fruitarian, blah, blah, blah. Constantly evaluating decisions that I make in my life based on whether it positively or negatively affects my vision. I don't put emotion into anything or feelings into anything. I'm completely off of that shit now
Yeah.
because feelings are drugs that are made by your brain. It's
This is
literally your
great.
brain is a drug factory and it's constantly making drugs. And humans are addicted to the drugs that their brain is making. You have to just you say no to drugs. Be right,
This
right.
is beautiful. This is a great segue into the next topic. So the other thing that I loved, which I had never heard before, and I've been vegan for 22 years until I met you, it's the first time that I heard you say cooked food is drugs. Food is a drug. And the way that you break it down and communicate that, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was able to make shifts really quickly. So you've been fruitarian for 3 years?
3 years. I
3 years.
just had my 3 year anniversary.
Great. And this is, we're in July of 2026 as of the
That's
time of
correct.
this recording. And were you vegan or vegetarian before that?
No, I turned vegan on June 21st, 2023. And so a year before that, I slowly turned vegetarian. And then like I had the vegan cutoff mark and the fruitarian. I went straight from like basically vegetarian to hardcore raw vegan because of a health issue.
Hmm.
And I took a lot of psychedelic mushrooms, and a psychedelic mushroom told me all the instructions of what I need to do to heal myself, tapped into my soul, into God and the universe and all this. And I set a date and I was like, I'm done because
Wow.
I was facing like hysterectomy. My mom lost her uterus when I was 8. And I remember walking in her bedroom that day and she's like, oh, no, you're going to lose yours too. I was like, talk about childhood trauma.
Hmm. Yeah.
Seriously. And I've been like scared of losing my uterus my whole life. And let me tell you something. I was not going to let the medical system take my lady parts. No
Yes.
way. No way.
Love this.
Mm-mm. No organs are being removed. So I
Yeah.
went hardcore. I did like watermelon fasting and juice fasting, and I was hardcore perfect in the lifestyle. Like the first year, like everything was completely perfect. And
Yeah.
all of my health issues reversed in 6 months.
Yeah. That's beautiful. It's amazing what a health challenge will do for motivation.
Hmm.
That's so 6 months. That's
Yes,
amazing. Okay,
six
everybody,
months.
I want you guys to hear that. She reversed all of her health challenges in 6 months.
Type 2 diabetes,
Fasting.
endometriosis, PCOS, the worst painful periods known to man or woman. I'm telling you, my mom used to have to give me like Darvocet when I was 16. I would stay home from school, run a hot bath. Like it was the worst painful periods ever. And then they
Yeah.
just got worse and worse and worse and worse. I was like planning my life around my period. Like, oh,
Oh,
my period's coming this weekend, so I can't do XYZ or I can't go do any of this stuff. Like that is no way to live.
yeah. Yep.
And I was that person that's like, oh, it's my hormones, or oh, it's this, or it's just, I can't lose weight. No, no, it's all
So
lies.
much
It's all
more than
lies.
that. So when you talk about food being drugs and cooked food, can you kind of get into a little bit of the philosophy around that?
So cooked food is dead food. Nothing else in nature cooks its food. Do you see a squirrel or a lion cooking its food? And why is it that 70% of humans are dying of either cancer, heart disease, or diabetes? They're all on the same drug, which is cooked food. So, we're killing, first of all, cooked food is dehydrated food, and a human body runs on three things: electrolytes, amino acids, and minerals, right? And so when you cook food, it drains all the water out of the food. So you're literally just eating dehydrated dead shit, which no other species on the entire planet is eating dehydrated dead shit. And no other species on the planet has the kind of dietary issues that we have, nutritional issues like diabetes and heart disease and cancer. It's easy to see. The fruit that I eat, all fruit, whether it's seeded or seedless, which is a huge argument always in the fruit community, whether it's organic or non-organic, whether it's been sprayed or not sprayed, no matter who grew it, if you're eating fruit and raw vegetables, you're eating the light and the energy of the sun. You're eating live biophotons, which is what feeds every living thing on this whole planet, right? The plants and the animals and the humans, that's our energy source. So when you cook the food, you're drain the sun out of the food. It's literally that simple.
It's amazing. It's amazing how even with water, because I always tell people water itself is not even very hydrating
It's
unless
not.
you're drinking the cleanest, clearest water, from the straight from the source. People need things like watermelon juice and juices to actually hydrate their body, or fresh
Well,
coconut water out of a
yeah,
coconut.
the water most people drink, it's I mean, not only is it like being served in microplastics, and that's like a whole story of its own. It's not electrolytes. The human body needs electrolyte, which is what's found in fruits and vegetables. It's the water that we need. Even when you go to the hospital and they give you a saline solution, that
Mm.
solution isn't based on like actual salt. It's based on mimicking like your natural blood structure and the electrolytes found in living foods.
Mm.
Humans are confused about a lot of things.
So what's your take now? This is a little bit of a controversial topic, but what's your take now on the medical industry and pharmaceuticals and things like that?
Oh, I mean, first of all, I canceled my medical insurance. My medical insurance is the fact that I eat an all fruit diet.
Yeah.
So, like, no offense, but most doctors are complete fucking morons. I mean, you've got these people, they're overweight themselves. They're trained by a system, by the same system that tried to get everybody to vaccinate themselves a few years ago. Like, these people are off their freaking rockers with these pills. They don't know anything about nutrition. So the bottom line is, and this is a little bit of my snooty fruitarian coming out, but it is what it is. I don't take any spiritual or medical advice or any life advice from people who eat dead animals and who are not on this same vibrational frequency eating this diet, because until you've actually done it, you don't know what it is. You can only speculate. So we have these people out there promoting what I call the Illuminati Rockefeller food pyramid, which is telling people to drink 8 glasses of microplastic water a day and make sure you get your cheese and your meat and all that stuff. But they've never actually lived anything different. They're just repeating something that somebody told them because it's in some book somewhere. And it's sad that this indoctrination and brainwashing is being passed down through schools and through whatever. And that there's a couple of us here that's like, hey, like do this. And then people say, oh, that's an eating disorder, or that, you can't do that. Well, I am doing it. And there's other people who are doing it. And if any person you ask that's doing it, they mainly say the same thing. And then, of course, mainstream media puts out this story of this girl who had an eating disorder that happened to be a fruitarian. And
Yeah,
they
I
make
read
this
that.
huge story. They made this huge story out of her. But
Hmm.
what about the hundreds of thousands of people that die of cancer, heart disease, or diabetes? What were they eating? Were they
Hmm.
on an all fruit diet? No,
No.
they were not.
It's amazing the divide that's happening right now between like the carnivores and then, us like plant-based people. And it's interesting. I've done so
Carnivores,
many
use the right name for them. They're necrovores.
necrovores.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're not carnivores. A carnivore kills its meat with its own hands and its own teeth, and then it consumes the flesh while the blood still has the life force in it.
True.
What human beings are doing is they're eating shit that's been dead for a month. That's rotting flesh. And it's been injected with hormones while it's alive. And then they inject it with preservatives and chemicals and dyes to make it look a certain way after it's dead. And then you ask a human, oh, would you inject this into yourself? Like the stuff that was injected into the animal? Oh, no, I don't want to touch that. And then you have these awakened people who are the unvaccinated awakened. they don't want the vaccine in themselves, but they don't mind if the animals that they eat have been vaccinated with the same mRNA shot that they don't want to take. So much hypocrisy.
Yes. So here's a little bit of an interesting question for you. Do you feel like everyone is supposed to be plant-based?
Yes, we're a human and a human is a frugivore.
Hmm. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
This teeth is not meant. Can you kill an animal with this teeth?
No.
Do you crave blood and
Mm.
carnage? Like a lion, it's like, "Arr." And it will like go like tear that thing apart and then it will sit there and eat the organs with the blood dripping down its mouth. Do you want to go do that?
Oh my God. No, absolutely
Does
not.
any human, like
Nobody.
anyone that's watching this? No, you want to go, even if you kill your own thing, you want to use a gun. Like you're not going to kill it with your teeth. And then, you have to neatly, prepare the animal. Then you have to cook it. Then you have to season it. Then you have to dip it in sauce. You are not a carnivore. You're messing with your own head.
So for you, you quickly were able to have this realization, come off the drugs, go to plant-based and fruitarian to heal yourself. You've gotten great results from all the choices you've made. So for somebody who might be home stuck, who's like, oh, I want to be healthier, I'm interested in the plant-based diet, I'm interested in maybe getting off my pharmaceuticals. What do you think that person, what would you recommend to that person?
Juice fast. Juice fast. I have a juice fasting protocol on my website. It's free, dragonmama.com. It's 16 pages. And the reason I made this document is because it changed my life so much that I wanted to be like, because a lot of people can't afford my coaching or whatever. And so I'm like, here, take this, read it, print it out, and do it. And you can fix yourself. Because the bottom line is if you're sick and you just start eating fruits, you're going to feel more sick. And the process is going to be slower because you're going to get a lot of like digestion issues and you're going to feel bloated and gassy. Oh, the fruits are making me sick. No, you got to get in there and make those juices. And the juice acts like a solvent. And you pour that solvent in your gut and it's like power washing your insides, like psh. Yeah, get that
And I
green
feel
juice and
like
crack. Yeah,
everybody out there, you should try her actual group juicing coaching because it's very affordable. She makes it absolutely accessible to everybody. Everybody can join this. The price is beyond phenomenal. And just being in the group, I think, is the right amount of support to get somebody over the stuck point. Those common pitfalls that people fall into, I've even had them. I'm a coach, I'm a detox coach. I detox people's bodies. I do lots and lots of deep inner healing work with my clients. And even me, I needed to have the right type of support when going through this process. So I really recommend to everybody to be in your container. It's such a gift. I mean, I just paid $99 to be in a 33-day group and it's amazing. It was worth every penny and more.
thank you.
So can we
I get a
talk?
lot of haters too, so I always appreciate the love.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I think that there's more people now on when I first became vegan 22 years ago, it was like crickets. I couldn't find another vegan person in Los Angeles. I was like alone eating all the time. None of my friends would come with me to vegan restaurants. It was like I had to figure all this out on my own. So
Good
now
for you.
everyone is just so lucky because now we have social media. We didn't have social media back then. We didn't have Google back then. So I was just picking around, just figuring it out. But I think now
That's
for
so
people,
awesome. So
yeah,
awesome.
it was awesome to see the early days. And now I just feel like there's so many more people that are into the lifestyle, which is great. It's growing for sure. So I want to talk just, we touched briefly on no health insurance because I also 22 years ago was guided to cancel my health insurance and to never step foot back into a doctor's office ever again. And it's interesting. I want to say one thing about that. So, when I made that decision, probably similar to you when you canceled your health insurance, I literally, just from making that decision and canceling my health insurance, I felt something within me kick in. And all of a sudden, my body kind of like knew that now it was guiding me through my health. So there's something internally that kicks in when you make the decision to go healthy, to be plant-based, to not interact with the medical industry. It's like our internal consciousness. It's like, oh, hey, okay,
I
cool.
agree.
Now I'm up. Yeah, did you also feel a similar thing happen for you?
Oh, I mean, I have a whole story about that. It's a crazy story. Are you familiar with the Michelangelo painting where like God is touching David's brain and like it means like your mind is God? Are you
Yeah.
familiar? Yeah.
Yes.
So on the day that I was meant to see my gynecologist to talk about this problem, the weirdest thing happened. Weirdest thing. So I had my phone and I had the appointment confirmation on my phone. So it said, you're to come to this office at this date. Like it was a whole thing. And so I go in there and I say, okay, I'm here for my appointment. Now, what's your name? We have no record of you having an appointment here, right? And so I showed them the phone and I was like, but it says but it's not in our system. And then they say, well, you're going to have to reschedule. I'm like, you can't work me in today. And they're like, no. Then when I look up at the ceiling and I see this painting, because I have art, this painting has been a part of my journey because it means your mind is God. It means you are the powerful creator of your reality. I touched my heart immediately. I'm like, you're not meant to do this. I'm like, this is not your journey. This is not your path. Because I feel like whatever they were going to find in there that day, and I don't know exactly how bad it was at that point, I felt like it was something.
Mm.
So I looked up at it and I went and I told Jared, I said, you know what? Fuck these doctors and fuck this. We're going to fix this ourselves. And that's when I made the
Great.
decision to just, I'm like, okay, I'm on this journey now and I have to do it. So that was the last time I ever saw that kind of doctor.
That's amazing. Amazing. So beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah, similar thing happened to me where I was in the emergency room of the hospital and the doctor was standing over me saying, you're going to need this medication and you're going to need this and you're this and telling me like, and I literally heard the voice of God just say, get up and walk out. And I got up and walked out of the emergency room
See?
and
Um,
never, yeah. So that was my last time ever. Yeah. And I
well,
do
that's so cool.
yeah, I do feel like there's a time and a place. If somebody breaks a leg, if somebody breaks a bone
Yeah.
and it's really bad, if somebody, like, there's a time and a place. So I respect those professionals. And I know that,
Then they're going to put the vaccine in you while you're sleeping. I swear, like there are a lot of things that I will let heal naturally before I go into one of these
yeah,
hospitals because you don't know what they're putting in those IVs or
yep.
in anything that they give you because they want
Hmm.
all of us vaccinated. They just want to stick everybody with mRNA and then turn everybody into a moron.
Yeah, it's heavy
Freaking
indoctrination
weird.
that they go
Yeah.
through. They need healing. They actually need healing. They need to realize that their bodies have power and that, I think there's probably a certain percentage of medical professionals that truly came to heal the planet, that they're light workers and they literally get brainwashed out of their natural ability to heal people. That's my part of my dharma is to connect with them, to actually help them
Good
remember.
luck.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of people that are not satisfied and they know that they're not living meaningful lives being in that profession. And
It's
they're
true.
frustrated, but they don't know what to do because there's so much money attached to it, their livelihood. There's a way out.
There's
There's,
always a way out. Money's not real.
yeah,
Money is just a reflection of you being able to, it's just what you have on the inside gets pushed out and reflected back, just like I told you. And there's been a lot of points of fear about money in my journey too. And I just have to keep that. I've always kept that, especially in the last couple of years. It's like the money will always be there if I'm doing the right thing.
yeah.
I full-heartedly believe that.
Yes, that's beautiful. Yeah, I do feel like so many of us that are on this journey, we are able to break this whole thing about survival. Our parents were all in survival. I know my parents were in survival, and I think so many of us are just breaking those chains, which is so nice. So, one other thing I wanted to talk about was so you do bodybuilding competitions.
I just started that this year. But I'm not new to athletics. I'm a lifelong athlete. So, like as a kid, I played basketball, and then like as an adult, I was competing in Olympic weightlifting, like the clean and jerk and the snatch. For over a decade, I was nationally ranked. But all of that was like in my past, and I lost my strength and my muscle. I gained a lot of weight. It was all the way up to 190 pounds. And then recently just got back into competitive bodybuilding, but it's natural physique competition. So it's not the kind where I'm competing against like these huge girls taking steroids. It's they have natural competitions for girls that are just building their physique. So it's a good category that's appropriate to myself and what I'm doing. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, do you feel like there's a lot of conflict between the actual bodybuilding world and like the natural health world, or do you feel
Yeah,
like you've
it's
kind of
really
found the middle ground?
the fitness world has become really unfit.
Yeah,
It's really unfit. And I really feel bad like saying anything bad about any of the girls who do these competitions because like the discipline and the commitment and the spirit that it takes to be that
yeah.
disciplined and to get that lean. Like it was
Mhm.
hard for me to get that lean. Like I put my whole heart into that. And like I know like anyone who does that does that. So I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but I was there. I saw the girls after the competition posing with their donuts and like, people going to like eating fast food and hamburgers and stuff. I'm like, it's so sad. Like the supplementation and like the diuretics and the stimulants and even in the natural world, it's very, there's a lot of unhealthy things that people do. So part of the
Mhm.
reason why I did that was because I am not embarrassed to say that I'm a lifelong drug addict. So even before I was on crystal meth, like it was like ephedrine or like caffeine or Vyvanse
Mhm.
or every stimulant. And I was drunk for most of my adult life, let's be real. Like I drank
Mhm.
a lot of alcohol, wine drinker, champagne drinker. Even when I was like teaching my spiritual classes, like I would like wake up and have like caffeine and then I'd have like some Prosecco. Like I was always on a buzz of something. So
Mhm.
this stage of my life competing in bodybuilding is the most sober I've been in my whole life. So I wanted to
Congratulations.
be, thank you. Thank you. I wanted to just be able to do something that was just me. So on
Yes.
this journey of bodybuilding, I am built 100% by fruit and living foods. So I have used no creatine, not one speckle, not
Wow.
any of it, not any supplements, not any powders, not any dead foods, not any stimulants, just living foods. And I'm so proud that the body that I brought to the stage is just a body built on living foods. And I wanted people to be able to
Natural.
see that. Yeah, completely natural.
That's beautiful. I lived in LA for 25 years, and there's a ton of all natural vegan bodybuilders that I was hanging out with.
So
And
cool.
they're so beautiful and they're so genuine. And they're just, it's for the love of the sweat. They just love sweating and working. And like, it's just so when they stand up, it's like they have this aura, this glow around them, which is so different than
I'm working
yeah,
on that glow.
so great. I love it. I think it's powerful. That's wonderful. So, if there was anybody out there that just really felt like their main challenges were societal, where it's like all their friends are eating meat and drinking and like all this stuff. So, when it comes to the societal piece, wanting to create a new group or find new people to hang out with, or what do you say to that? Can you speak to that a little bit? Because sometimes it's very
Yeah,
lonely.
it is lonely, and that's why I created my 1 year program. It's called my VIP coaching program, and people come into it for 1 year, and we have a whole community of people that are they're doing this healing path. So one of the things that I ask of people on this journey, and this is a very hard ask, is that you have to be willing to heal in isolation. It means that while you're on your healing journey, you cannot cook for others. You cannot eat the cooked food. You cannot sit at the table with it. This is for at least 6 months, and do not go into restaurants. Oh, but my kids, but my husband, your husband's a grown ass man. Yeah, I tell that. I'm like, your husband is a
Love
grown ass
that.
man. He can cook his own food. He can go to his own restaurant. You can find other ways to bond with your significant other and with your loved ones other than watching them shove shit down their throat. So there are other ways to connect with human beings besides eating shit. But I guarantee you, if you try to cook that stuff, you're going to end up sampling it. If you try to sit at the table with it, you're going to end up eating it. Maybe not the first day or the first week, but you're going to have a bowl, then you're going to have a spoon, and you're going to end up back where you started. If
Yeah.
you try to go to a restaurant, you're going to end up ordering something.
Do
It
you
is
feel
what
like
it
this is
is.
safe? Do you feel like it's safe for children, depending on what age, to
A
be?
child is a human and a human is a frugivore.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Direct, so direct.
Yeah.
And what about the transition period? Do you have any? Because some people go through a lot. Like I know for me, when I'm transitioning, for me, it's just fear comes up, and I don't even know
Yeah, a
where it
lot of
comes
fear
from.
comes up. So those
Mhm.
fears you have to understand, and the fear are part of your addiction, and they're part of the parasites that are inside of you because you've
Mhm.
eaten processed shit. So even as a vegan, if you've eaten a lot of sugars and a lot of like starches and cooked stuff and oil, you create a lot of acid environment inside of your gut, which is a breeding ground for parasites. And those parasites fuck with your mind and they tell you things that aren't true. So you have that. Then as well, in addition to that, you have the set of brainwashing, programming, and indoctrination that has been instilled upon you from when you were in your mother's womb. So you were actually born addicted to the things your mom ate while she was pregnant. So you're facing that as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, when these fears come up, you have to, that's why the isolation is so important. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. You have to literally pull yourself out of this world.
Mm.
And it's very much similar to when I went to rehab for crystal meth. People were like, okay, let's take her out of this world. Let's stick her in a safe place for 30 days where she can't get any drugs. Well, when you quit crack or meth, it's really easy. You stick somebody in a 30-day program, they come out of it and you get a new phone, you erase some phone numbers, you move to a new part of town and you're good. At least I was. But when it's earth junk or the food, you can't do that. It's everywhere.
Mhm.
It's like at every party, it's at every dinner. It's like at Starbucks, it's at Dunkin' Donuts, it's at every restaurant, everywhere. You cannot get away from it. So the only way that you can get away from it is to promise yourself that you're going to follow this protocol. Okay, I'm going to be out of sight, out of mind. I'm not going to sit at this table. I'm not going to go in this restaurant. And people who have been successful have followed my protocol. and it can be done. But people who are like, no, I can't do that. It's too much. Okay, well then detox isn't for you then.
Yeah.
It
And
is what it
it's
is,
beautiful too, because in your group, there's people from all these different countries, there's
right?
people from all these states all over the United States. It's really a global community that you've put together, which I really appreciate. It's so friendly, there's no judgment. I love that you have us confess when we fall off the wagon. We come in and it's a safe space where we can say, oh, well, like it was my birthday during the group and I ate cooked food and I had vegan birthday cake. I came in and I confessed. It's like nobody gets on you or is
Oh,
judgmental about it. It's just having that support to go through the process. So, well, this is beautiful. Yeah. So, can you talk about where anyone can find you or how people can reach
yeah.
out to you? Yeah.
Well, my main place online is Facebook. So it's at Dragon Mama, and Dragon Mama has two M's, DRAGONMAMMA 1358. So that's my Facebook, but I also have a website where you can check out all of my programs, dragonmama.com. Find me on Facebook though and shoot me a message. My most popular way to heal is the 1 year program. People come in there and it's kind of like the 33-day program, but it's for a year. And so, friends are being made. We actually had an in-person gathering this last month, and like 15 of us lived under a roof for 4 days. I couldn't believe, I was so nervous about it. I was like, oh my God, what if they don't like me? What if I'm not what they thought I was going to be? What if we don't all get along and then it's going to look bad
Yeah.
on me? But everybody got along so well. We had the nicest time. It really is a beautiful community. One girl came all the way from the Netherlands to just for 4 days, just to because that's how tight the family is. And it's not tight in the way to where it's like a clique to where no one else is welcome. Like, come, everybody come. If you want to be on this journey and really heal, like, come check us out.
Oh, this is beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.